Next one is a PCM receiver. Okay. 56 unnara? Class lo unnara 56 unnara? Yes, 56 is there or not? 72. 72. 69. 69 కాల్ మాట్లాడుతున్నారు. Right? And 81. 81.
Sir. Sir, చెప్పండి sir.
56. 56. Okay, okay, right. 56. Roll number 56. 56. 79.
Yes, sir.
79. Who is number 79? 79. So many members are inactive. 90. 90.
Sir.
93. I'm asking about 93. 90, 79. 79. Mute yourself. 92. Who is number 92? 92. Right. 93. 93. 93 is also not there in the session. Right. 94.
Yes, sir.
94.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
96. 96.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. 98. 98. Who is number 98? 60. 460. 460.
Sir.
460.
Yes, sir.
Right. And 65. 65. Yes. Roll number 65. Roll number 65.
Sir.
సో 65 ఇప్పుడు నేను కాల్ చేసిన వాళ్ళందరూ రెడీగా ఉండండి అమ్మా. క్వశ్చన్స్ అడుగుతాను క్లాస్లో. ఇప్పుడు క్వశ్చన్స్ అడుగుతాను. సో చెప్పేటప్పుడు క్వశ్చన్స్ అడుగుతాను, రెడీగా ఉండండి. రైట్. సో నౌ we know that PCM transmitter, PCM receiver, and PCM transmitter is connected to the PCM receiver with the help of PCM transmission path. And in PCM transmitter, we perform the analog to digital conversion. And in the PCM receiver, we perform the digital to analog conversion. Okay. In PCM transmitter, we have the blocks like sampling circuit, right? And next one is quantization circuit. And next one is encoding circuit. So this is a brief idea about the PCM transmitter. PCM transmitter performs the analog to digital conversion, right? So analog to digital conversion can be done with the help of three different circuits. Those circuits are sampling circuit, quantization circuit, and encoding circuit. So these are the three important blocks in the PCM transmitter. How an analog signal is converted into the digital signal, we already seen the various steps in the PCM transmitter. Now, next in the today's class, I'm going to derive the equation for PCM bandwidth. Okay, so PCM bandwidth, which is nothing but what is a bandwidth, transmission bandwidth required to transmit the PCM signal. Is it okay? Right. So 57, roll number 57. Hello, roll number 57.
Hello.
Yes, 57 is there or not? Right. Okay,
Yes,
right.
sir.
Next, right. And next one is that means you know that a sampler. What is meant by sampler? What is meant by sampler? This is nothing but sampling circuit, sampler, and now the signal is given to the encoder. Sorry, quantizer, and next the signal is given to the encoder circuit, encoder. Okay, so now first the signal that is given to the sampler is an analog signal. An analog signal is given as input to the sampler. Our sampler circuit converts analog information into discrete information like this. That means samples are generated at the output of the sampler. You know that sampling is a circuit which converts analog signal into samples, which converts analog signal into discrete signal. Discrete signal is nothing but samples. Okay, so you know that according to the sampling theorem, the sampling frequency must be greater than or equal to 2 FM. What is FM? What is FM? The maximum frequency present in the analog input signal of the sampler. What is Fs? So Fs is the sampling frequency. So it is the one more input signal to the sampler. So there are two types of input signal. There are two input signals to the sampler. One is analog signal, which is to be converted into digital, that is given as input to the sampler. And this analog information is converted into the discrete information with the help of additional signal called as sampling signal. And your you must select the sampling frequency in such a way that Fs must be greater than or equal to 2 times of the maximum frequency component present in the analog input signal. So you know that this process very well. So how many number of samples are generated at the output side? How many number of samples are generated at the output side? So let that particular samples be Fs. A number of samples generated at the output side of the sampler, that is nothing but Fs, number of samples per second. Okay, so number of samples per second is represented by students. Which one? Students, tell me the number of samples per second. So analog information
Fs.
is converted, right? Analog information is converted into the samples at the output of the sampler. Okay, how many number of samples are generated at the output of the sampler? How many number of samples are generated per second, per 1 second at the output of the sampler? Let that particular thing be Fs. Fs is the number of samples generated at the output of sampler per 1 second. Is it okay? Now all these samples generated at the output of the sampler now given to the which one? Samples. Samples generated at the output of the sampler is given as input to the quantizer, and each and every sample value is quantized to the nearest quantization level. Each and every sample amplitude is quantized to the nearest quantization level. That is a function taken care of by the quantizer. And now after the quantization, you got the quantization level. That particular quantization level is given to the encoder. And that means after the quantization process, quantization level is given as input to the encoder. That particular quantization level is encoded by the encoder. That means each and every quantization level that is generated at the output of the quantizer is encoded by the encoder. That means each quantization level is converted into the some group of binary bits, by the encoder. Those bits are the number of binary bits are represented by V. Is it okay? Students, each and every quantization level that is available at the output of the quantizer is given to the encoder. This encoder converts each quantization level into some group of binary bits. The number of binary bits is equal to V. Is it okay? So now let us consider this one. Now this is the quantization level 0. For example, 0 is a quantization level 1, quantization level 2, quantization level 3. If this zero quantization level is applied as input to the quantizer, this 0 is encoded by the encoder. Quantization level 0 is given as input to the encoder. This 0 quantization level is encoded by the encoder. That is, for example, let us say take this one as a encoded version of this one as 0 0. Next, the quantization level 1 is given as input to the encoder. This 1 is encoded as 0 0 0 1, and 2 is encoded as 0 0 1 0, and 3 is encoded as 0 1 1. So these are the bits associated with each and every quantization level. So ఇలాగే ఉంటాయని కాదండి. సో నేను just for example కి చెప్తున్నా. So the quantization level available at the output of the quantizer is given as input to the encoder. Each and every quantization level is encoded into some group of bits. Let us say, for example, 0 is encoded as 000, 1 is encoded as 001. So now let the number of bits in the each quantization level is represented by V. Number of bits used to represent each quantization level is nothing but V. So number of bits used to represent each quantization level level is equal to V. Is it okay? Students, is it understandable to you? Students, please give your response.
Yes, sir.
Press 63 is there or not? 64, 64, 65, 64,
Yes, sir.
65.
Sir.
Am I 65? Right. Right. So now, right. So all of you please now, so each quantization, each sample is converted into quantization level. So now I am saying that conclusion is what I am saying is conclusion is, so now each sample is converted into the one quantization level, and each quantization level is converted into the V number of bits, right? So now let me explain this one. Each sample is converted into one quantization level, and each quantization level is converted into V number of bits. Is it okay? Per each sample, per number of bits per one quantization level, quantization level is equal to dash. Chapandamma. Number of bits per one quantization level is equal to how many number of bits are used to represent the each quantization level? Say your answer, students.
2 power V, sir.
So I'm not asking about the number of levels. How each quantization level. So for example, how many bits are used to represent one quantization level? In order to represent one quantization level, I have already 0 is a quantization level. One is encoded as 0 0 1. 2 is encoded as 0 1 0. Is it okay? So each quantization level to represent one quantization level, here how many bits are used? Students, look at this one. To represent the 3 levels, the number of bits used to represent one quantization level is equal to V. That is equal to 3. ఈ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ లో 3 అనుకుందాం. How many bits are used? How many bits are used to represent one quantization level? ఒక quantization level ని మనం రిప్రజెంట్ చేయడానికి ఎన్ని బైనరీ బిట్స్ ని వాడుతున్నాము? ఒక ఒక క్వాంటైజేషన్ లెవెల్ని రిప్రజెంట్ చేయడానికి మనం ఎన్ని బైనరీ బిట్స్ని వాడుతున్నాము? లెట్ దట్ పర్టికులర్ నెంబర్ బి వి. ఇస్ ఇట్ ఓకే? ఓకే, నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ బిట్స్ పర్ ఈచ్ క్వాంటైజేషన్ లెవెల్ ఇస్ ఈక్వల్ టు, టెల్ మీ ఆన్సర్. నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ బిట్స్ పర్ వన్ క్వాంటైజేషన్ లెవెల్ ఇస్ ఈక్వల్ టు ఆన్సర్
2 power answer.
2 పవర్ ఎలాగమ్మా? ఒక క్వాంటైజేషన్ లెవెల్, వన్ క్వాంటైజేషన్, ఐఎమ్ ఆస్కింగ్ అబౌట్ వన్ క్వాంటైజేషన్ లెవెల్. ఒక క్వాంటైజేషన్ లెవెల్కి ఎన్ని బిట్స్ వాడతాము? ఎన్ని బిట్స్ వాడతాము? వి. రైట్. హౌ మెనీ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ బిట్స్ పర్ శాంపిల్, నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ బిట్స్ పర్ ఈచ్ శాంపిల్ ఇస్ ఈక్వల్ టు నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ బిట్స్ పర్ శాంపిల్ ఇస్ ఈక్వల్ టు, టెల్ మీ యువర్ ఆన్సర్. Each and every quantization, each and every sample is converted into one quantization level, and each and every quantization level is converted into the V number of bits. Okay, indirectly I am saying, so V number of bits are used to represent one quantization level. Okay, and each sample is represented by one quantization level. How many number of bits are used to represent one quantization, one sample? Number of bits per each sample is equal to
V number of bits.
V only. ఒక శాంపిల్ని ఒక క్వాంటైజేషన్ లెవెల్ కింద కన్వర్ట్ చేస్తున్నాం. ఒక క్వాంటైజేషన్ లెవెల్ని V బిట్స్ కింద కన్వర్ట్ చేస్తున్నాం. అర్థమవుతుందా? ఈచ్ శాంపుల్ ఈజ్ కన్వర్టెడ్ ఇంటూ వన్ క్వాంటైజేషన్ లెవెల్, అండ్ ఈచ్ క్వాంటైజేషన్ లెవెల్ ఈజ్ కన్వర్టెడ్ ఇంటూ V నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ బిట్స్. నౌ ఐఎమ్ ఆస్కింగ్, హౌ మెనీ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ బిట్స్ పర్ శాంపిల్? How many number of bits per sample? Tell me your answer. Hello? Hello?
Sir, V number
Students.
of bits only, sir.
V number of
bits.
Right, okay. How many number of bits per one quantization level?
That is also V number of bits, sir.
V
number
number.
of
What I'm saying is, for example, so now the number of quantization levels is equal to number of quantization levels is equal to Q. Okay, and the number of bits per quantization level is equal to number of bits per quantization level is equal to V. So next, number of bits per sample is equal to bits per sample is equal to V. Are you clear? Students, are you clear? And that means each quantization level, conclusion is each quantization level is converted into V number of bits. Or number of bits used to represent one quantization level is equal to V. Students, am I clear? Up to now, am I clear, students? Tell me your answer. Right. Okay. So now let us see. So V number of binary bits are used to represent each quantization level. If V bits are used to represent each quantization level, then number of quantization levels is equal to Q into 2 power V, where Q represents number of quantization levels, V represents number of bits used to represent one quantization level. Okay, that means each quantization level is converted into V number of bits. That means number of bits per each quantization level is equal to V number of bits. or the number of bits per each sample is equal to V number of bits. Okay, so number of samples per second is equal to number of samples per second is equal to, say your answer. I already told to you, right? So number of samples per second, how many number of samples are generated at the output of the sampler per 1 second? Per 1 second, how many number of samples are generated at the output of the sampler? Tell me your answer, students. Students,
Number of samples per second.
how many? I'm asking how many number of samples are generated at the output of the sampler? That is Fs. Fs is the number of samples generated at the output of sampler per 1 second. Okay, so now I will explain these things. So number of samples, number of samples generated at the output of the sampler per 1 second is equal to is Fs. That is a number of samples per second. Number of samples per 1 second. Okay, and how many number of bits are used to represent the each sample? Number of bits per sample is equal to number of bits per sample is equal to any V number of bits. Okay, you know the number of samples per second. You know the number of samples per second, and you also know the number of bits per sample, bits per each sample. Now I am asking about how many number of bits per second, how many number of bits per second? This is my question, right? You know the number of bits per sample. ఒక sample కి ఎన్ని bits ఉంటాయో తెలిసింది మీకు. ఎన్ని bits ఉంటాయండి? Per each sample we consider V number of bits. Per 1 second we consider Fs is the number of samples. Per 1 second we consider Fs number of samples. Per 1 sample we consider V number of bits. I am asking how many number of bits per second? Tell me your students, tell me.
V number of bits.
ఒకసారి కరెక్ట్ గా చూసి చెప్పండి అమ్మా.
V by Fs into V.
ఎవరు
V by
చెప్తున్నారు?
Fs, sir.
V by Fs. V into Fs. Okay, for example, if you multiply these two things, that means if you for example, if you multiply these two things, that means let us consider, so number of samples per second, into number of bits per sample, number of bits per sample, సో ఏమైద్దమ్మా రెండిట్లో మల్టిప్లై చేస్తే ఏమైద్ది మనకి? ఓకే, ఏమైద్ది?
నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ బిట్స్ పర్ సెకండ్ వస్తుంది.
నంబర్ ఆఫ్, ఇక్కడ చూడండి అమ్మ ఒకసారి. ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ ప్లీజ్ సీ హియర్. సో ఐఎమ్ ఆస్కింగ్ అబౌట్, యు నో ద నంబర్ ఆఫ్ బిట్స్ పర్ శాంపుల్. ఒక శాంపుల్ కి ఎన్ని బిట్స్ ఉన్నాయో తెలిసింది. And also you know that number of samples per second. If you want to obtain number of bits per second, so then you may use like this: number of samples per second into number of bits per sample. If you multiply these two things, then The answer is signaling rate. That is Fs is equal to V. Fs is equal to V. Okay, so now the finally you know that what is meant by number of bits per second. Number of bits per second. Number of bits per second ante ఏంటమ్మా? Number of bits per second ante ఏంటి? మీకు ఆల్రెడీ చెప్పాను నేను. Number of bits per second. ఒక బిట్స్ కి ఒక సెకండ్ కి ఎన్ని నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ బిట్స్ పంపిస్తున్నారు దాన్ని ఏమంటారు?
Data rates.
డేటా రేట్ అంటారు. ఆర్ ఇక్కడ సిగ్నలింగ్ రేట్ అంటారు. PCM లో సిగ్నలింగ్ రేట్. సో ఇన్ PCM that means please wait here. So that means number of bits per second is nothing but signaling rate. Signaling rate, and it is represented by small r. Small r is the notation. And what is the formula for signaling rate? R is equal to number of samples per second. Number of samples per second into number of bits per sample. If you multiply these two things, that is R is equal to number of samples is represented by Fs and number of bits per sample are represented by V. And this is nothing but the signaling rate in PCM. Signaling rate in PCM. How many number of bits are generated per 1 second? With the help of the PCM transmitter, we are going to transmit how many number of bits per second. So Fs into V. Fs into V are the number of bits we are going to transmit per 1 second by using PCM transmitter. మనం PCM transmitter ను వాడి ఒక సెకండ్ కి ఎన్ని నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ బిట్స్ ని ఎన్ని నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ బిట్స్ ని పంపిస్తున్నాము అంటే Fs into V నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ బిట్స్ ని పంపిస్తున్నాం. Is it okay? And now I am going to, this is about the signaling rate. Okay, so signaling rate is nothing but చెప్పండమ్మా, signaling rate is nothing but, what is the formula for signaling rate? What is the formula for signaling rate? Students,
Number of
please.
bits per second.
Number of
Bits per second.
bits per second. And what is the notation? What is the
Smaller.
notation? Smaller, right? So R is equal to formula means R is equal to formula.
Number of bits per second.
Okay, so now these are the formulas. Next, what is the bandwidth? The bandwidth of the, now already we discussed about the signaling rate. Signaling rate. So the which is represented by small r and it is equal to Fs into V. Right, and now where so Fs is equal to, okay, where Fs is equal to number of samples per second and V is equal to number of bits per sample. Is it okay? And now coming to the bandwidth of the PCM system. Coming to the bandwidth of PCM system. Right. So always in PCM communication systems, according to the standards maintained by the companies, the bandwidth in PCM is maintained as greater than or equal to the half of the signaling rate. Bandwidth in PCM system must be greater than or equal to the half of the signaling rate. Okay, and you know that the bandwidth is greater than or equal to R, and we know the formula for R. 1/2 into R means So substitute this one here in place of R. So now let us consider Fs into V. So V is nothing but, V is also nothing but sampling frequency. V is nothing but sampling frequency. And according to the sampling theorem, we know this one, Fs must be greater than or equal to 2Fm. Right. So since we know that according to the sampling theorem, Fs must be greater than or equal to 2Fm. Right. Substitute this one here. Bandwidth is equal to greater than or equal to 1 by 2 into 2Fm into, in place of this one I substitute here V, and 2 gets cancelled here, and 2 gets cancelled here. Now finally bandwidth of the communication system, PCM communication system, is equal to the if you want to represent the bandwidth in sampling frequency, then this is the formula. Okay, so in terms of Fs, this is the formula. In terms of Fm, it is a formula. In terms of signaling rate, this is the formula. In terms of signaling rate, this is the formula. Is it okay, students? So now this is the sampling rate. So various different possibilities of bandwidth. If you want to represent the bandwidth in terms of signaling rate, you should represent the bandwidth as greater than or equal to half of the signaling rate R. And if you want to represent the bandwidth in terms of sampling frequency Fs, the bandwidth must be greater than or equal to half of the Fs into V. Okay, and third possibility is if you want to represent the bandwidth of the PCM system in terms of analog input signal frequency Fm, so the bandwidth must be greater than or equal to Fm into V. So this is the signaling rate derivation and bandwidth derivation of PCM system. Is it okay, students? Right. So this is about the bandwidth of the PCM and signaling rate of the PCM. Now I have seen all these things here. So bandwidth is equal to Fs, it is a rate, and your bandwidth must be greater than or equal to half of the R. And in place of Fs, I substitute the 2 into Fm here. If you substitute 2 into Fm here, finally bandwidth becomes equal to greater than or equal to Fm into V. Okay, so here I represent the formula in terms of Fs, and it is the formula in terms of Fm. Sorry, Fm. Okay, so these are the bandwidth derivation. So now, so okay, I hope everyone understand this one. Students, please give your response. Give your
Yes,
response.
sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So, right. And now I'm going to solve one problem. All of you please take down this problem. All of you please take down this problem. Students, please take down this problem. All of you please, I will give the 2 minutes of time. So please all of you note down this problem. Students, have you completed? Students, hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. Finished, sir.
Sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
right. As every one of you, please look at this one. Right. You know, you need to remind all these formulas. Right. Formulas are very important to solve the problem, any problem. Right. So now, here in the problem itself, the shape of the signal is given or not. Please carefully look at the signal. Input signal shape is given or not. Input signal shape is given or not. Already I told to you, if the input signal shape is given, then the formulas are some set of formulas. In the input signal shape is not given, some sort of formulas, right? So now all of you please, number of quantization levels formula is equal to number of quantization levels. Number of quantization levels. Quantization levels. Number of quantization levels is equal to Q, and formula for Q is equal to 2 power V, where V is the number of bits used to represent each quantization level, right? And the next one is you know that another formula, Fs, sampling theorem formula, Fs must be greater than or equal to 2Fm. And next one is third one is you know the signaling rate formula. Signaling rate means bit rate or data rate or signaling rate. All these terms are same. Bit rate, data rate or signaling rate is equal to, signaling rate is equal to bit rate is equal to R, and our formula for R is equal to Fs into V, sampling frequency into V. And next formula is bandwidth. Bandwidth formula is, you know the already bandwidth formula. So the bandwidth is equal to half into Fs into V. It is a one of the formula. And one more formula is Fm into V. These are the formulas required to solve the problem. Number of quantization levels are represented by Q. Okay, so in the problem itself, what is mentioned? What is mentioned? A television signal is transmitted using PCM. What is the bandwidth of the television signal given, students? What is the analog? What is the analog signal given to the PCM system? Television signal is given as analog signal input to the PCM system. Okay, let us consider the PCM system. Okay, so let us consider the PCM system. For this PCM system, what is the input here? ఏమంటున్నారు PCM system కి ఏం ఇన్పుట్ ఇస్తున్నా అంటున్నారు? టీవీ సిగ్నల్ ఇస్తున్నారు. What is the bandwidth of the TV signal given? TV analog signal. Analog bandwidth ఎంత ఇచ్చారు? Bandwidth of the analog input signal to the PCM input is given by ఎంత ఇచ్చారమ్మా?
4.2 megahertz.
4.2 megahertz.
Right, 4.2 megahertz ఇచ్చారు. Right. Is any other parameter given? So it is the first thing given. So analog signal, that is called analog TV input signal, analog TV input signal to the PCM. Okay, in the PCM, number of quantization levels are given. Okay, number of quantization levels in the PCM are mentioned as, how many quantization levels are there for the given problem? 512.
512.
All of you please consider the 512. Number of quantization levels are represented by number of quantization levels. Number of quantization levels.
Q.
You know that number of quantization levels is equal to Q is equal to 512. So this is the given data. Okay, so now you need to find which parameter first. Code word. What is nothing but code word length? Length of the code word. What is the meaning of the length of the code word? ఫస్ట్ బిట్ యూ నీడ్ టు ఫైండ్ కోడ్ వర్డ్ లెంత్. కోడ్ వర్డ్ లెంత్ ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయడం అంటే ఏంటి మీనింగ్? స్టూడెంట్స్ చెప్పండి.
Number of bits.
Number of bits used to represent each quantization level. Number of bits. Solution for the first one. Number of code word length is nothing but number of bits per each quantization level. How many number of bits are used to quantization level? V. Okay. ఇచ్చిన డేటా బట్ ఇచ్చిన డేటాను బేస్ చేసుకొని మనం వీని అప్టైన్ చేయడానికి ఏమైనా పాసిబిలిటీ ఉందా అండి? ఇచ్చిన డేటాని బేస్ చేసుకొని మనం వి ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయడానికి పాసిబిలిటీ ఉందా?
2 power v equals
Yes,
to
sir.
512, sir.
Right. So in the problem itself, it is given as q is equal to 512. Okay, and 512 is equal to 2 power v. Is it okay? Now apply the logarithmic on both sides. 512 and log 2 power v. Is it okay, students? Right. Next, let us calculate the v. V ముందుకు వచ్చేస్తుంది logarithm వేశారు కాబట్టి. So therefore v ఏమవుద్దమ్మా? From this v becomes anyone?
9.
9 bits.
9, sir.
9 bits are used to represent each quantization level. Okay, Nandi. అర్థమవుతుందా? చెప్పింది అర్థమైందండి. నెక్స్ట్, వాట్ అబౌట్ ద సెకండ్ వన్? సెకండ్ వన్ ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయాలి. ఏంటిది అది? సో సెకండ్ వన్ కాదు, థర్డ్ వన్ ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయండి ఫస్ట్. ఇంకా తప్పు రాసాను లేండి. థర్డ్ వన్ ఫైండ్ అవుట్. బిట్ రేట్ అంటే ఎలా ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తారమ్మా? బిట్ రేట్ అంటే ఎలా ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తారు? బిట్ రేట్ అంటే నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ శాంపిల్స్ పర్ సెకండా లేకపోతే నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ బిట్స్ పర్ సెకండా? బిట్ రేట్ అన్నా సిగ్నలింగ్ రేట్ అన్నా ఒకటేనా కాదండి? ఏమ్మా చెప్పరే? ఇక్కడ చెప్పాను కదా, బిట్ రేట్ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ డేటా రేట్ ఈజ్ సేమ్, బిట్ రేట్, డేటా రేట్, signaling rate, all these terms are same. Number of bits transmitted per second, number of signals transmitted per second, right? This is nothing but bit rate or signaling rate. What is the formula for bit rate? Students, please tell me.
Fs into V, sir.
R. All of you please find out the R value. All of you please find out the R value. R value is nothing but that is a bit rate or signaling rate. Bit rate or signaling rate is equal to, what is the formula? Bit rate formula. Bit rate or signaling rate. ఏంటమ్మా బిట్ రేట్?
Fs into V.
చేసి ఆన్సర్ చెప్పండి. బిట్ రేట్ ఆర్ signaling rate. Formula for this one is Fs into V. Do you know the Fs? Fs తెలుసా అండి మీకు? In this particular formula, do you know the Fs? Fs is an unknown parameter. Is there any possibility to calculate the Fs? According to sampling theorem, according to the sampling theorem, okay, so now you know that Fs must be greater than or equal to 2fm. You know the fm is already given in the problem. Fs must be greater than 2 into, what is the fm given in the problem itself? What is the fm given? Bandwidth of the input is, right? So 4 ఎంతమ్మా?
4.2
megahertz. And Fs is greater than or equal to 2 into 4.2 ఎంత? 8.4 into 10 to the power 6. Now all of you substitute this value here. Okay, so if you substitute the value here, then R is equal to 8.4 into 10 to the power 6 into 9. Number of bits is equal to 9. So what is the R value?
75 points.
R value is nothing but R value. All of you see your R value. R value. I require R value as ఎంత వచ్చిందమ్మా ఇక్కడ 9 into 8.5 75.6 into 10 to the
0.6
power
into 10 power 6 bits per
75.6 75.6 into 10 to the power 6 bits per second. Okay, next it is the third bit. What is second bit? Bandwidth ఎంత చెప్పాను మీకు? Bandwidth is greater than or equal to half of the signaling rate. You know the R. So R, what is the R value? So bandwidth is equal to greater than half of the signaling. That is signaling rate is 75.6 into 10 to the power 6, which is nothing but this value is equal to 37.8 megahertz. 37 point. Next, what about the fourth bit? Fourth bit chesara. Fourth bit change amma. Fourth bit em adigaru? Problem lo fourth bit em adigaru amma? All of you please see here. All of you. Fourth bit. What is the fourth bit? Output signal to noise ratio. Output signal to noise ratio adigaru amma. Adigara leda? Already in the yesterday's class, already we derived the signal to noise ratio. What is the value? Signal to noise ratio. What is the signal to noise ratio value?
3 into 2 power 2V.
Right. So, and also you need to calculate the value in which one? Output signal to noise ratio. Right. In output signal to noise ratio, the formula for output signal to noise ratio is, okay, in decibels. Shape of the signal is mentioned or not? All of you please carefully look at the problem. All of you please carefully look at the problem. Right. In the given problem, the shape of the signal is not given. Shape of the signal is not given. Okay. If the shape of the signal is sinusoidal, there are separate set of formulas. Okay. If the shape of the signal is not mentioned, then there will be a separate set of formulas. In the problem itself, the shape of the signal is not mentioned. So therefore, we may use the some set of formulas. You know the shape signal యొక్క input signal యొక్క shape sinusoidal అయితే ఏంటి? ఇన్పుట్ సిగ్నల్ యొక్క షేప్ మెన్షన్ చేయకపోతే ఇంకో సెట్ ఆఫ్ ఫార్ములాస్ ఏంటి నేను చెప్పాను, నేను ఆల్రెడీ క్లాస్లో కన్క్లూజన్ కూడా ఇచ్చానమ్మా క్లాస్ ఎండ్ చేసేటప్పుడు. రైట్. సో నౌ shape of the signal is not mentioned in the problem. So therefore we may use these formulas. That means a signal to noise ratio is equal to 3 into P divided by x maximum square into 2 power 2V. Okay, if you want to obtain the signal to noise ratio in decibels, right? So you may use 4.8 plus 6V dB. Okay, so if you substitute 4.8 here plus 6 ante enta, V anta 9 ఎంతమ్మా ఆన్సర్ ఎంత? సిగ్నల్ టు నాయిస్ రేషియో వాల్యూ ఆన్సర్ ఎంత? 4.8 plus 6 into V.
68.8, sir.
Right. So this is your answer. Okay, signal to noise ratio answer. Okay, let us see. These are the formulas required and things required to solve problems on PCM. Okay, so at the end of the unit, I will once again solve some number of problems. Right now I will stop the problem section Okay, I will start the next one, right? So now all of you please look at, this is the quantization, this is the things available in the PCM. In the PCM, first block is sampler, second block is quantization, third block is encoding, right? So up to now we discussed about the uniform quantization. What is meant by quantization? What is meant by quantization? I already told to you. So quantizations are two types. Quantizations are two types. So now that is a uniform quantization and a uniform quantization, and next one is non-uniform quantization. Non-uniform quantization. In the uniform quantization we have mid-rise, and mid-thread quantizers. Okay, so now, so up to now we discussed about the uniform quantization techniques. So what is meant by uniform quantization, and what are the various types of uniform quantization. Now, so now we move to the uniform quantization to non-uniform quantization. Now we move from quantization, uniform quantization to non-uniform quantization. Now I'm going to explain what is a brief idea. What is a brief idea of the non-uniform quantization, right? So students, so you know that in uniform quantization, what is meant by step size, students? What is meant by anybody? Step size.
Difference between one level to another level.
So these are the difference between any two quantization levels. Difference between any two quantization levels is nothing but step size. Step size is represented by delta. Okay, so now the difference between any two quantization levels, is nothing but step size. Okay, so this is a difference between two quantization level, is a difference between, so for example 0, 1, 2, 3. Difference between 2 and 3 is delta. Difference between 1 and 2 is delta. Difference between 0 and 1 is delta. That is called step size. Okay, throughout the range of the throughout the range, throughout the entire input range, entire input range, if the delta is constant or fixed, then the type of quantization technique is called uniform quantization. Uniform quantization technique. Okay, that means the variations, that means step size remains constant throughout the dynamic range of the input signal. Throughout the dynamic range of the input signal, or throughout the entire range of the input signal, if the delta, that means a step size, remains constant, then we can call that particular thing as a uniform quantization. Okay, so for example, okay, with respect to the variations, with respect to the variations in the input signal, with respect to the variations in the input signal, right? If the step size delta changes, then that is called as a non-uniform quantization. Non-uniform quantization. Students, is it okay? Right. So are you able to understand? With respect to the variations in the input signal, if the step size maintained at constant value, with respect to the variations in the input signal, if the step size is constant, that means irrespective of changes in the input signal, irrespective of fluctuations in the input signal, if the step size is constant, then we can call that particular thing as uniform quantization technique. Okay, so with respect to the variations in the input signal, with respect to the